it's like to see a narcissist years after going no contact. Imagine you are standing in line at a quiet coffee shop. The hum of conversation and the clatter of cups forming a comfortable background. Life has moved on since the years of manipulation and hurt. And you feel stronger now. Grounded even. But then as you glance toward the entrance, your heart skips. There, just through the door, stands the narcissist. The abuser looks almost the same. Polished, confident, with that signature air of self-importance. But something about them seems slightly off. Perhaps it's the faint wear in their smile, or the forced way they scan the room, as if searching for an audience. You feel an initial jolt of unease, the old memories bubbling up. Those cruel words disguised as jokes, the gaslighting that left you questioning reality, the constant battle to reclaim your sense of self. But then, almost as quickly, the feeling fades, replaced by a surprising sense of calm. The narcissist notices you. Their expression shifts, surprised in calculation. They walk over their stride as confident as ever, but their eyes betray a flicker of hesitation. You smile faintly, but it doesn't reach your eyes. You feel no need to perform. No compulsion to explain, justify, or engage. Instead of being pulled into the narcissist's orbit, you remain steady, rooted in the person you've become. The narcissist senses the shift, the lack of control, the absence of power, and their charm falters if only for a second. They try to reel you in, but it's no use. After a few polite exchanges, you excuse yourself, your head held high as you leave the coffee shop. Outside, you take a deep breath of cool, fresh air. The encounter no longer feels like a setback, but rather a testament to your growth. For the narcissist, it's just another fleeting moment. For the victim, it's the closure they didn't know they needed. A quiet victory in reclaiming their life. Encountering a narcissist years later could be a mix of emotions and realizations, depending on the nature of the relationship and how much personal growth you've experienced. It's unlikely that the narcissist will have changed, even after years of no contact. Because narcissistic behaviour stems from deeply ingrained patterns, often developed early in life as a way to cope with insecurity or trauma. They lack the self-awareness necessary to recognise their harmful behaviours, let alone work to change them. Their tendency to blame others, avoid accountability, and focus on maintaining their self-image makes true transformation rare. Some narcissists may adapt their outward behaviour if they face consequences. They might appear more self-aware, remorseful, or kind, but these changes are often superficial, designed to regain control or rebuild their image, rather than reflect genuine growth. If you encounter the narcissist after years, they are likely to seem familiar. Charming, confident, and charismatic, or bitter, entitled, and manipulative, depending on their circumstances. And even if they do behave differently, it's wise to question whether it's genuine or simply a new tactic, because true change is rare for narcissists. It would require them to confront the very insecurities they've worked so hard to mask, which is why, despite how much time that may have passed by, you're likely to witness a familiar pattern. You will notice they're still displaying the same attention-seeking, manipulative or self-centered behaviours. They may try to charm or intimidate you, depending on their typical tactics. Their life might outwardly seem successful or chaotic, depending on how well they've maintained their image. If you haven't done the inner work, it's likely to be an unchanged dynamic. You may feel unsettled or drawn back as a result of unresolved feelings. But if you have done the work to heal, the behaviour might seem hollow or even amusing to you, as you no longer give it power. If you've healed and grown, seeing them could reaffirm how far you've come. That attempts to control or impress you might fall flat, because you've developed boundaries and self-awareness. So you might feel pity or indifference rather than anger or fear. They may try to gauge how much control they still have over you, but if you respond with calm confidence and neutrality, they may quickly lose interest because you're no longer a source of validation or drama. Narcissists often struggle to maintain their facade as time goes on, especially if their tactics stop working. Some narcissists may reinvent themselves. They may even claim that they've changed, but their typical patterns could still remain intact. Ultimately, the experience will depend on the strength of your boundaries, your emotional healing, and your ability to view the narcissist without attachment. If you've moved on, the encounter might feel like watching a character from your past, rather than re-entering the story. Seeing a narcissistic abuser years later might spark the desire to hold them accountable. But if you've processed the trauma and reached a place of emotional stability, you may feel less inclined to seek accountability. Your focus might shift from seeking justice to protecting your peace and maintaining boundaries. However, if you're still carrying unresolved pain, the encounter could reignite a desire to confront them. But narcissists rarely take responsibility for their actions, so even if you confront them, they're likely to deny, deflect or twist the narrative to avoid accountability. Knowing this, you may decide that direct confrontation is worth your energy. If their actions cause significant legal, financial or reputational damage, seeing them might reignite a desire to pursue justice through formal channels. For emotional wounds, however, holding them accountable often becomes an internal process, one of forgiving yourself, setting boundaries, and releasing the need for their validation. Sometimes the desire to hold someone accountable stems from wanting closure or acknowledgement. But if you've grown beyond needing the recognition of your pain, seeing them might simply affirm how far you've come. When you see them again, their reaction can reveal how much power they still hold over you. If they try to manipulate or charm you, and you remain unfazed, it can feel like a quiet form of justice, showing them, even without confrontation, that their control is gone. True accountability often happens within ourselves, by breaking free of their influence, setting firm boundaries, and living in a way that prioritizes our healing and happiness. That's a form of justice they can never take from us. Thank you for watching. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up. Share your thoughts in the comment section. Hit the subscribe button to receive the notifications. If you would like to support the channel, you can donate at paypal.me/Narc Survivor. You can book a one-on-one with me on my website. It's narcsurvivor.co.uk. Thank you for watching, and I'll talk to you soon.